All right, and hello everyone. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the Mandalorian season 2, and it's starting right about now. We got a couple people hopping in here. We got a bunch of people hopping in here. So, I guess let's get it started. Oh no, don't want to do that. And all right, I am hitting play now. They're doing the recap. We're watching the recap.
When one chooses to walk the way of the Mandalore, you are both hunter and prey.
There is one job. Underworld. How uncharacteristic of one of your reputation.
Dale, what's going on? How are you doing?
If these events are now forgotten.
A Mandalorian shot up the hill on Navarro. Took some high-value target and went rogue.
Traveling with me.
They'll keep coming.
Well, I have it just came on my Disney Plus right now, so I'm gonna watch it. I can't live stream it because I'll get shut down even if it's on one tiny corner and you can't see it. So mine's gonna be a live reaction, and then after I'm done recording this live reaction, I'm going to edit it with that in the bottom corner, one of these corners, and have it on there that way, and then put like the TooMedToo that you see up here in the top corner, put that over it.
We knew what could happen if we left the Covert. Our secrecy is our survival.
Take care of this, Amy.
This is the way.
All right, I just paused it. It's at 2:27 in. So that was just a little preview or whatever it gave us. So I'm gonna wait, and at 4 minutes by the clock on here, I'm gonna hit play. If anybody wants to sync it up with this to get my reaction, or whatever it happens to be. All right. I'm taking these off because I don't really need them. You can hear me. I don't think it's going to be a lot of what we expect. I think there's going to be a lot of misdirection coming from what we saw. Ooh. What's that? So here we go. We got a lot of graffiti So we're led to believe we're going to get our little friend, Sabine.
I'm here to see Gor Koresh. Enjoy the fights.
All right, so this is where they're going to go in and find the Gamorrean guards right here. I mean, I'm not sure. There's a lot of graffiti. Oh, there's the Gamorrean guards. There's a lot of graffiti, and that's led to believe a lot of Sabine. I'm trying to figure. Do they have what's going on with the Gamorrean guards that are fighting?
You know this is no place for a child.
Wherever I go, he goes.
So I've heard.
I've been quested to bring him to his kind. If I can locate other Mandalorians, they can help guide me. I'm told you know where to find them.
It's uncool to talk business immediately. Just enjoy the entertainment.
Yeah, well, I was trying to figure out the Vibra blades because
Finish her. You gamble, Mando.
Not when it can be avoided.
I'll get you the information you seek. But this Gamorrean's gonna die within the next minute and a half. And all you have to put up in exchange is your shiny Beskar armor.
I'm prepared to pay you for the information. I'm not leaving my fate up to chance.
Nor am I.
boom, there you go.
Thank you for coming to me. Normally I have to seek out remnants of you Mandalorians in your hidden hives to harvest your precious shiny shells. Beskar's value continues to rise. I've grown quite fond of it. Give it to me now, or I will peel it off your corpse.
Tell me where the Mandalorians are, and I'll walk out of here without killing you.
But you said you weren't the gambler.
Oh, here we go. Look at Baby Yoda hiding right there.
I'm not.
Pew 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 pew. Haha. Damn. He his fighting skills seem to have improved quite a bit since we
Alright, stop. I'll tell you where he is. You must give me your word that you won't kill me.
I promise you will not die by my hand. Now where is the Mandalorian you know of?
Tatooine?
What?
The Mando I know of is on Tatooine.
I've spent much time on Tatooine. I've never seen a Mandalorian there.
here we go.
This is good, I tell you. The city I must held out. I swear it by the Gatra.
Tatooine it is then.
Wait! Mando! You can't leave me like this! Cut me down!
That wasn't part of the deal.
What are you doing? Mando! I can say! Mando!
All right, all right, all right. I mean, that's what we got. I got a lot of theories about what's going on too. We got the, yeah, man. I mean, if it's not showing up for you, I don't know what to tell you. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in New York City. It's showing up for me. As soon as this is over, I'm going to be editing into a small corner this with a little emblem over it, so you can still see it, but it's not.
Needs a good once over.
So he likes droids now. Well, you heard him. Give it a once over. Oh, I guess a lot has changed since you were last in most. Oh, thanks, of course. This little thing has had me worried sick. Come near you, little womp rat. Looks like it remembers me. How much do you want for it? Just kidding, but not really. If this thing ever divides or buds, I will gladly pay for the offspring. Hey! Oh, jeez. What? What you're doing up there? He barely trusts your kind. Well, you want to give all droids a bad name?
Doing our business. I need your help.
Oh, the business you shall have. Carefully to watch this wrinkled critter while you seek out adventure.
I've been quested to bring this one back to its kind.
Oh, wow. I can't help you there. I've never seen any like it. And trust me, I've seen all shapes and sizes in this town.
A Mandalorian armorer has set me on my path. If I can locate another of my kind, I can chart a path through the network of coverts.
You've been the only Mando here for years, from what I can tell.
Where is Mos Pelgo? I'm told there's one there.
Oh, boy, I haven't heard that name in a while.
It's not on any of the maps.
That's because it was wiped out by bandits. Once the Empire fell, it was a free-for-all. I didn't dare leave the city walls. Still don't.
Can you tell me where it used to be?
Depends who's asking. You want to see it? R5! Bring the map of Tatooine! But take your time. Seriously. I just can't get good help anymore. I don't even know who to complain to. Let's go. Let's go. Waiting. Okay. This is a map of Tatooine before the war. You got Mos Eisley, Mos Espa, and up around this region, Mos Pelgo.
I don't see anything.
Well, it's there, or at least it used to be. Not much to speak of. It's an old mining settlement. They're going to see that big hunk of metal long before you land.
You still have that speeder bike?
Sure do. It's a little rusty, but I got it.
Somebody in the chat wants to know why they can't watch it. I don't know why you can't watch it. Yeah, what are you trying to, Carson, what are you trying to watch it on? Obviously, everybody, you know, I want you to subscribe and all that jazz. Like, share, everything like that.
Can I help you?
I'm looking for a Mandalorian.
Well, we don't get many visitors in these parts. Can you describe him?
Someone who looks like me.
You mean the marshal?
Your Marshal wears Mandalorian.
Oh, here we go.
Huh? See for yourself.
What brings you here, stranger? I've been searching for you for many parsecs. Well, now you found me. We quick. 2 snorts of Spotska. Why don't you join me for a drink?
You're calling me chubby? There's Boba Fett's helmet.
I've never met a real Mandalorian.
The rumors are true on that part.
Heard stories. I know you're good at killing. And probably none too happy to see me wearing this hardware. So, I figure only one of us walking out of here. But then I see the little guy. And I think maybe I picked you wrong.
Who are you?
I'm Cobb Vance, Marshal of Most Buildings.
There it is.
Where did you get the armor?
Bought off some Jawas.
Okay.
Hand it over.
Legends material coming in.
Look, pal, I'm sure you call the shots where you come from, but round here, I'm the one who tells folks what to do.
Take it off. Or I will.
We gonna do this in front of the kid?
He's seen worse.
Right here, then?
Right here.
What's landing there? Something's landing there. Dale, what do you think it is, bro? No, it's... Is that a Sarlacc? Dude.
Maybe we can work something out.
We've never seen one move before like that.
That creature's been terrorizing these parts since long before most Pelgo was established. Thanks to this armor, I've been able to protect this town from bandits, sand people. They look to me to protect them. But a Crate Dragon is too much for me to take on alone. Help me kill it, I'll give you the armor.
Deal. I'll ride back to the ship, load out of the sand from the sky, use the Bacta as bait.
Not so simple. The ship passes above it, senses a vibration, stays in the ground.
So a Crate Dragon, not a Sarlacc.
How far?
Not far.
I'm going to have to double check with my book, but I thought a Crate Dragon was actually like a dragon.
You don't understand what it was like. The town was on its last legs. It started after we got news of the Death Star blowing up. The second one, that is. The Empire was pulling out of Tatooine. There was blaster fire over Mos Eisley. The occupation was over. We didn't even have time to celebrate. That very night, the mining collective moved in. Power hates a vacuum, and most Belgo became a slave camp overnight. Hey, you okay? Come on, let's get down of here. Let's go. Go, 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 go! I lit out. Took what I could from the invaders. Grabbed a Camtono. I had no idea it was full of silicax crystals. I guess every once in a while both suns shine on a womp rat's tail.
Here we go. He's going to find the armor.
I wandered for days. No food, no water. And then I was saved. The Jawas wanted the crystals. They offered their finest in exchange. My treasure bought me more than a full water skin.
Boom.
It bought my freedom.
So still leaving mystery. But it's not made out of Beskar. It's made out of Durasteel. Oh! That is pretty sweet. It's a perfect place for an ambush. Maybe not. I'm not sure what those are.
What the hell have you done? Help or you want? Yeah.
It's like Crocodile Dundee. Oh, look, they're cute.
Hey, partner. You want to tell me what's going on? They want to kill the Great Dragon, too.
Yeah, so in George Mann's book that he did, Myths and Fables, there's a thing in there about a crate dragon and a story in there about the crate dragon and Obi-Wan coming to kill the crate dragon because the sand people were going and kidnapping other people to feed the crate dragon to keep it away, to give them some time or whatever. But
What am I supposed to do with this? You drink it. It stinks. Do you want their help? Not if I have to drink this. These people steal their water, and now you insult them by not drinking it. They know about most Pelgo, they know how many sand people you killed. They raided our village. I defended the town. Lower your voice. This was a bad idea. These monsters can't be reasonable. Sit back down before I put a hole through you. I'm not gonna What are you telling them? The same thing I'm telling you. If we fight amongst ourselves, the monster will kill us all.
yep.
Now, how do we kill it?
The child is in this, yeah, but he hasn't really played a role yet so far. He's just kind of there.
They say it lives in there. They say it sleeps. It lives in an abandoned Sarlacc pit.
I've lived on Tatooine my whole life. There's no such thing as an abandoned Sarlacc pit.
There is if you eat the Sarlacc.
Ah.
To protect the settlement. They've studied its digestion cycle for generations. They feed the dragon to make it sleep longer. Watch. The dragon will appear.
He no likey. He no likey. Well, he didn't get out of the way in time. You guys make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that stuff that everybody says. Go ahead and go to your app store and download the Live It app. You can find me there talking Star Wars every day.
Are the bones?
That's the great dragon.
And those little rocks?
That's us.
It's not that scary.
I think it is.
Can't be, that's too big.
It's the scale.
I've only seen its head and neck. That's a whole lot bigger, I guess. Might be time to rethink our arrangement. That's more like it. Where's it getting reinforcements?
I volunteered your village.
They attacked us less than a year ago. Killed half a dozen of us by the mining camp. Sad, took down about twice as many Tuskens.
The town respects you. My guess is they'll listen to reason.
I wouldn't be so sure. This here is a Mandalorian. You know what that means?
Oh, we've heard the stories.
Then you know how good they are at killing. Now, this one's got a problem. I got a suit of salvaged armor, and the Mandalorian Creed says it's his to take. But I've got a problem too. A crate dragon has been peeling off our pack animals and sometimes taking our mining haul with it. It's just a matter of time before it grows tired of Banthas and goes after a couple of you townsfolk, or even, so help us, the school. As much as I've grown fond of the armor, I'm even more fond of this town. The Mandalorian is willing to help us slay the Leviathan in exchange for returning the armor to its ancestral owners.
Well, that settles it.
There's more. We can't take on the crate alone.
Oh, shit, here we go.
And the Sand People are willing to help.
We made our lives. They're monsters.
Seeing the the size of that thing, it will swallow your entire town when the fancy hits it. You're lucky most Pelgo is in the sandfield already. I know these people. They are brutal. But so is the Dune Sea. They have survived for thousands of years in these sands. And they know the Great Dragon better than anyone here.
Dude, this is awesome!
It's true. But they also keep their word. We have struck a deal. If we are willing to leave them the carcass and its ichor, they will stand by our side in battle and vow never to raise a blaster against this town until one of you breaks the peace.
Think it will work?
It better. Joining forces is their only hope.
I want a bantha.
That's an explosive! What, are you trying to blow the whole place up? What? That's what? Take it easy, brother. It was an accident. What do you want to do? It was an accident. It's gonna be great.
Where's Sasha Banks? Probably not in this one. Probably not for a couple more episodes at least. There's some storytelling going on before they're going to sit here and release or show some of the, people that were rumored to be in it. I mean, you got, what's his name? Timothy Elephant? Is that his name? Something like that. I might be mispronouncing it. But, now you got the story of him. And, you're not going to get a whole cast going on for the entire season that takes away from what the Mandalorian is. And for the Sand People, every one of them, their head coverings, every single one of them is different. So collectors can actually tell, especially from the original movie.
He says it's sleeping.
That
listen carefully, we can hear it breathing.
You can tell which ones are which. From the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope.
Let's get to work. The Tuscans say the belly is the only weak spot, so we have to hit it from below. First, we bury the charges at the opening of the cave. Then we wake it up. We have to get it angry enough to charge. Once it's far enough out, and the belly is above the explosives, you hit the detonator.
Careful, Marshall.
Thank you, Kim. You stay safe, huh?
But here's the whole thing. That isn't Beskar. That's Durasteel. You better run.
Dang ferret, it's going back in. It's retreating. No, wait. We only have one shot. We've got to get it out.
Hell,
Not yet. It's got to come out further.
Boom.
Almost. Ow!
Man, we're going to need the art of books now to explain what all that stuff was that just or the making of or something. Those books are coming out soon.
I don't think it's dead.
Me either.
2.
Picking us off like real fast. Let's get after it.
Oh, there you go.
This ain't doing a thing. Just keep shooting.
Oh, it's huge. Huge. Is Baby Yoda going to save the day?
There he is. I've got an idea. Get its attention. I got its attention. Now what?
He's going to come eat the Bacta.
Take it. What's the plan? You're gonna take care of the child. What are you gonna do? I don't know, but wish me luck.
My God, they killed Kenny. All right, so I mean, we know he's not dead. We know he's not dead. There it is. Dale coming into the chat with the ears.
Sorry, I didn't have time to explain. No need. This was well earned. It was my pleasure.
I hope our paths cross again.
As do I.
Oh, and you tell your people I wasn't the one that broke that.
Okay, so there's a question. What was that thing they just pulled out of it? All right. There we go. Who is that at the end? Is that him? Or is it some clone left over that we don't know about? So, yeah, I mean, is it Boba? If it is Boba, why has he been on Tatooine all this time? This means we now have a Boba Fett story to be told. I'll see there's a bunch of people that keep getting an Error 41 message on here. So, I think his name was Timothy Elephant. It was rumored that he was going to be Count Dooku, and he was. Now we have, Boba Fett. Is it Boba Fett? Is in one of the other. Could it be a clone? But then you have to figure out, with the aging process of the clones, that really changes everything. However that's going to work out. But Legends is nothing. So just because, Legends is in canon, that's why it's Legends. So, there's really nothing, to base it on. I'm not saying you're wrong, Mike. What I'm just saying is I'm going to post that there if anybody wants to pop in here and I'm going to talk about what we saw and what we got going on. But, just because something happened in Legends doesn't at all mean that, it's anywhere ever going to show its face in canon. But, the fact that they're taking bits and pieces that aren't trash and bringing that into canon is a great thing. Which is, I think, what their intention was when, Legends was never canon. So, even George Lucas said it's not canon. For marketing, well, kind of maybe, but it really never was, according to, the maker. So, no matter what your viewpoints are, when it was purchased, it never changed anything. It was never canon. It stays not canon. Now they're picking and choosing, that little bit of material that they do have, or that lot of material that they do have, but the little bit that's actually good and makes sense, and incorporating that into canon now. So, that's the thing. So, make sure you guys. I do live chats every Monday and every Saturday, so make sure you're subscribed. You can come hang out in the live chats. Everybody's welcome. Monday is like a interview. We got Gannon stopping in.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I should probably put my headphones on for this.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
What's going on, man? How are you doing?
Dude, that episode had everything I wanted for a premiere
That
episode.
was freaking Great. It got pulled off, so I was broadcasting on my Facebook page, my Facebook group, YouTube, Periscope, and on Twitch. It got pulled off of Facebook.
Because I thought you were going to be streaming the episode?
I don't know. It just got
maybe because
canceled.
the audio?
I don't know because the audio isn't. There was no music playing. Well, there might have been, but still, I don't know what happened with that. It told me that I could stop and, challenge it or whatever the hell they call it. But I didn't want to stop the whole stream just to do that because, it wasn't that important for me.
Yeah.
Hey, Knitted, how are you doing? Are you my buddy from Germany that subscribed last year when I was doing these? If so, good to see you back. If not, go ahead and subscribe and hang out because we do a lot of live chats and we're probably going to do these every week coming up. I can't show the Mandalorian, otherwise the stream gets cut. Last year, I got my channel suspended for a week for doing that. But we can have a watch party, and that's why I paused it and I said, okay, I'm going to press play at whatever, and that's how we got it going on.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. So Patrick, what did you think, man?
Spoilers or no spoilers?
And here there's spoilers. I mean, for what we saw in the episode.
Just sticking to the main points. It was really good, and holy mother of canon. Holy mother of canon, and a little bit of Legends in there, too. I don't know if you noticed some of that was in there, too. Some Legends nods, little tiny bits here and there, but yeah, it was mainly, it was a canon fest. The team at Lucasfilm decided they wanted to pull some things in from some source material, and it's like, oh, hey, you know this thing. Hey, if you've read this book, you might also know this thing. And so it was really cool to see some of those things like start to pop up, and how they lined everything up in the story plot. It was really cool. Oh, by the way, much like you, Michael, I am Glass's reflection team tonight.
Someone said, I'm assuming they were joking, but they said that they were watching it through the reflection of my glasses. Which
I was one, because I was like watching the episode with you, and then my stream kept buffering every once in a while. And I'm like looking at your glasses, I'm like, is he at that part too?
Awesome. So, so I mean, what did you what part of what are you talking about? What came in from Legends?
So there's some stuff about Tatooine in terms of the Tusken Raiders. A lot of that stuff played a big role. I like that they went back to the basic Tatooine geography, talking about the different cities and towns and stuff. That was pretty cool. That almost had a Legends nod. And then I'm going to spoil this for everybody. I'm sorry. The one cameo that nobody predicted that was going to happen, the legend himself, the droid R5, decided he was going to come back in this episode. And the moment I saw R5, I think I cheered harder than I did for the cameo at the end of the episode. I was like, oh my God, he's back. He survived. He got a new motivator. So that was pretty funny. And then there's just little Easter eggs here and there. It was really like Easter egg heaven, this episode.
Well, yeah, we find out that R5 did survive and did get a new motivator.
Yeah.
I don't, and that's actually canon. So we find that out before this. Yeah. I forget what book it was. But yeah, I mean, so that was, then the other thing to bring in, which is canon, but kind of like, is from a certain point of view, R5 is really the savior of Star Wars because he chose to sacrifice himself to do that. So now, what are other viewpoints? The big one, is it Boba Fett at the end, or is it a clone?
Do you know why? Do you know why it's not
a clone?
Yeah, why it's not a clone?
because they're aging. But
they're aging because they were specifically pointed to in canon as saying they've been manipulated to age twice as fast, so that way they could make troops faster. And Boba Fett is the only one who is an unaltered clone.
True, but we also don't know if once their chips were removed, if that changes their aging process. We don't know if it was genetically done or if,
syndrome, where they start their age in reverse.
Well, no, not age in reverse, but we know that they were genetically engineered to age twice as fast. But is that throughout their entire DNA, or is that because of the chip they have put in there? Like, that's something that we don't know. So they could get around that with everybody, all the
true.
Get around that with once the chip's removed. So you go from being what maybe 6 years old then. So who really knows?
And the only ones we know about are Rex and Wolf and Gregor. They're the only three we know of so far that have removed their chips. At that point in the canon, we don't know if any of the other ones survived, removed their chips. That's still unknown. The chances of this more than likely being Boba Fett, though, is last time we saw him, he was on Tatooine, going into the Sarlacc pit. They keep hammering home this point of Sarlacc pit throughout the episode. And then, of course, we see that iconic armor. But in a way, I think when the leaks started coming out about season 2 with Timothy Olyphant in this role, we immediately, everybody's like, yeah, he's playing that character we read about from Aftermath. Which is really cool that this is, I think, the first time they've actually taken a character from the books and made them a live-action character. So I'm really glad Lucasfilm is finally, making that effort to try to cross all these canon things together.
Yeah, that's amazing. And there's a bunch of people in here watching. Make sure you subscribe. We do a live chat every Monday, every Saturday. We talk about everything Star Wars. Everyone's invited. I'm going to throw that back into the chat right now too. Put that in there. So if anybody wants to hop in and talk with us, feel free. I'm not in my office right now recording this. I'm just hanging out in my bedroom. We got a couple people. Dale brought up a point. It's a clone anyways, no matter what it is. Yes, Dale, we know, but that we're talking about an unaltered clone being Boba Fett. So, yeah. And then, Dale says Rex did have his aging slowed, but he was old and chubby in Rebels. And we just lost Patrick. So hopefully he'll be back. But, there's just so much in here. And, they didn't.
Sorry about that, technical difficulties.
Understood. But here's the thing. We have Baby Yoda in the episode, but really didn't play any role at all.
I think this is really cool because there's one thing I really enjoyed about this, and they made Baby Yoda, and after I just rewatched season 1 again, there's a few episodes, even though he does stuff in those episodes, they're really pushing home the point that Baby Yoda has become the observant character. He's starting to observe things. And so I'm going to see, I wonder how that's going to play a role. And they kind of hit that home a little bit in this episode when Amy Sedaris' character picks him up. She goes, I think he remembers me. Because back in season 1, she took care of him during most of that episode. So,
and for anyone that's watching right now, we were talking about the books. There is a link in the bio, in my bio, or in the comments that you can go get the first or two books for free from Audible if you go and sign up right now. It's a risk-free trial too, so go check that out, and then you can read about where Cobb Vanth actually comes from.
In Aftermath. It was the first Aftermath, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. So go check that out, and two free books, two free credits from Audible is what it will get you if you go and you hit the link in there.
And now I want to go back and read that section from Aftermath to see how things line up.
I wasn't
now
a big.
I'm starting to wonder if they're going back and changing some stuff, or if everything's still pretty good canon wise.
I wasn't a big fan of Aftermath, but I think that this is the issue that I've had a few times. Give me new Star Wars, that's great. It's when you're bombarded with all new characters and all new things. Where a lot of times, if you're reading a book, you get a few characters or a few things in that book. But like Alphabet Squadron, they just give you all this information. Aftermath, they just give you all this information, all these new people that you need to take care of and keep it going. So it takes, for me, 2 or 3 times reading it or listening to it if you're using the Audible credits on there. But yeah, so he's there on Tatooine, and now we're gonna have who we don't even know this next episode. We might not get Boba Fett again. We might not get Boba Fett till, I'm just making this up completely, but episode 5 when something happens, or Boba Fett's just on the outside. He's just been an observer for the last 5 years. So there's nothing that even says we're going to get even any more Boba Fett. Although I believe Tamara Morrison is listed with the credits or an IMDb as having more than one role or multiple roles or whatever it is. That was one of the things why people knew he was definitely in it and playing more. I guess we could go and see IMDb. What is IMDb saying about this right now?
I'm actually reading some stuff here from Aftermath on Wikipedia, and it does not jive with what actually took place on the episode. So we have a official confirmation this is a new retcon of the canon of Cobb Vanth.
Okay, go ahead and tell me what you're reading.
Okay, so it said he was once a slave, which could still be true. We don't know his past. If he especially was on Tatooine. He rose to become the sheriff of Freetown, which might be the name of the town now, Moss, whatever it is from this episode. They might have renamed it Freetown. Says he despised the Red Key Raiders, a syndicate trying to establish itself on the planet, which, if I remember correctly from the book, that actually takes place. I think they're one of the Raider factions. I don't think it's the guild they mentioned, the mining guild or whatever. I think that's a separate group. So they do mention in the episode there's been multiple Raider attacks. So they're going to show this is just one of. So if you're like not a person that's read the books, you probably think it's just the same group over and over and over again. But they try to establish that even the Tusken Raiders have done some of this too. So there's multiple groups coming in and causing havoc. The part that is an issue with the canon right now is it says they come across a sandcrawler, which he does come across a sandcrawler, but in the book he comes with a guy named Adwin Charu, and they have a discussion about it, and then they find Boba Fett's armor, and then Cobb Vanth attacks him, takes the armor away from him, and it says he leaves him alive to send a message to his boss, Lorgan Movellin. So if I had to guess what's going to happen, actually, so in the episode, he went back to the tavern after he gets the armor, and we see him start attacking the people there. I guess if you wanted to canonically change it, that character of Adwin Charu might have been in the cantina at Freetown, and he damaged him there, but didn't kill him. So then maybe they can go back to their boss, because they do show them. Some of them try to flee, but see, this is where it gets sketchy, because then he blows up the vehicle with his rocket launcher. So I don't know. this is some sketchy canon stuff. We'll have to talk with Matt Martin or Pablo, or Leland on Twitter and try to make sense of all of this, because what I'm seeing here, some of the story does not line up.
But movies and TV take precedence over books, so
they do, and Lucasfilm has kind of backed themselves into a corner by saying it's all canon. And then, of course, as we've seen with the Ahsoka book, that is not the case anymore. Certain sections of the book can change. Or in the way that Lucasfilm is describing it is things change over time depending on what directors want to do. So what they're doing is those certain sections of the book itself is still canon. So the way they're saying it is certain people might be retelling these stories in the universe, and things are getting changed or so that it makes these characters sound different or whatever. In this case, maybe they could say, oh, in Aftermath, when you read about him, he made up this myth that he was this good guy and he fought this guy on the Sandcrawler, took the armor to make himself sound more badass to become the sheriff that we know in the episode.
Yeah, that's the thing too. The story he told us, we don't know actually what happened.
We don't actually know that is canon. So theoretically, the book could still be canon. That story could be canon.
And he doesn't want to go and say, hey, like I'm trying to think what to say, but yeah. So
it seems weird. Like, why would he take crystals and then take those crystals to the Jawas? That seems almost a little too easy,
I mean, he didn't take the crystals on purpose. He just kind of grabbed them. That's what just happened to be there.
That when he told the story, he's like, I just kind of happened upon these crystals. So maybe you're onto something. That maybe he's actually lying a little bit to Mando.
Yeah, and maybe that will come out later on. And somebody said this is a filler episode. Telling a story isn't a filler episode, man. I don't know what you're.
This is very tied to the story. So
laying groundwork and telling you what happened. Okay, so now Cobb Vanth is there, and now we know that Boba Fett's still alive or whatever happened. That isn't at all a filler episode. It's just funny. It's funny how people go, "Oh, it's a filler episode." Really, it gives you details. Like, it explains the story. If that's the case, the majority of Star Wars is filler episode because they don't have guns and blasters and lightsabers for a lot of it. That's just like,
guns. What are you talking about, Michael?
Well, maybe they.
If that's the case, everybody said the filler episode last season was with Toro Calican, and that had guns too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know people that think like that. I don't know what's inside their heads, if anything.
Maybe that's why they're saying it's a filler episode. They saw Amy Sedaris and they're like, "Oh, another filler."
Yeah, it's like, filling the lore and teaching them with the lore. Doesn't at all make a filler episode.
No, it really doesn't.
Just like with the Clone Wars, and you had the sisters, and those weren't filler episodes. Those were pushing the story further and explaining how things happen. So
Ahsoka's arc forward, yeah.
People that think, oh yeah, it's just whatever. We spent enough time with that.
You don't have to like the episode, but it's definitely not filler.
Yeah.
Real quick, another canon nod I saw in there, and I'm so glad they did this. So when they're going through the carcass of the crate dragon at the end, there's this one Tusken that holds up this thing. Everybody I already know, like on the Twitters, are going to be like, "What is that? What is that?" So in canon, and this might have even started back in the days of Legends. So the story with crate dragons is as a rite of passage when you become a certain age. Your Tusken tribe sends you out to kill the crate dragon. And if you kill the crate dragon, you're supposed to come back to your village with a pearl that is inside the crate dragon. So that is the pearl of the crate dragon. So I just want to let everybody know that's what that is. And it's really cool. I noticed the wonderful Team at Skywalker sound when the character holds it up. You can tell he's got a slightly higher voice. So it's a younger teen Tusken who's doing that. So it's kind of his rite of passage moment.
Oh yeah, episode 4 last season was great. You're right.
Which one was 4?
I think he's talking about episode 5, but it doesn't surprise me that they don't know what they're talking about anyways.
Four's the one with where they're on, what is it, Sorgan? That planet with the ATST?
Yeah. I believe so. Once again, it's all building story. People that don't understand Star Wars. But I mean, I don't know what you expect from them then. But yeah.
So what I love about like Dave Filoni being a part of this project is, if you guys have watched Rebels, there was a bunch of people as the episodes came out for Rebels, they all said, "Oh, that's filler, and that's filler." And you know what Dave masterfully did by the end of the show? Every single one of those filler supposed arcs, he brought it full circle at the end, just to prove that it really wasn't.
Yep. And that's, until the season's done and over with, you don't really know. And that's, like that episode from last season is where we learn about the Mandalorian not being able to take his helmet off, and learning things. So it's like,
yeah,
it's just whatever, man.
So real quick, Michael, how are you feeling?
Oh, dude, I thought it was great. It's like people that were like, like somebody in the chat said, "Where's Sasha Banks?" Well, yeah, where's Sasha Banks? Where's where's Ahsoka? Where's this? Where's that? And it's like you can't put everything in one episode.
Yeah, because if you put all the big stuff in one episode, then there's nothing left for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, what are you going to do? It's supposed to be, a season long. So you don't want it to turn into, The Mandalorian and Friends. So you have to have a story built. You have to have reasons that things are happening. And, like I said, I mean, episode 2, I don't know, might be the Boba Fett story. Or we might not get Boba Fett again until, later on. Or,
I think they're going to drag him out. I really do.
Well, yeah, because, like, why would you put everything all up in front? You can't do everything. I mean, you can, but that defeats the purpose of having a show.
I have a question for you now, Michael.
Yeah, dude.
So, we went back to episode 5 of season 1. You remember when the bounty hunter, I can't remember her name right now. You'll probably remember it. But she's the one that Toro is trying to hunt to get into the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Yep.
Played by Ming-Na Wen. At the end of that episode, we see Spurs in a cape. We hear Spurs in a cape walking up to her body. Was that Cobb Vanth or was that Boba Fett?
I mean, we still don't know because they, they didn't give us enough. Also, we saw of Boba Fett, and I'm just going to say it right now. So anybody that is going to be upset about spoilers, probably shouldn't be even watching this.
No, if you're just tuning in now for spoilers, step away. Come back in a few days or after you've seen this episode.
Listed in the credits for IMDb, it's Boba Fett.
It is Boba Fett. Okay,
yeah.
So confirmed.
Also, when I was looking, so once again, spoilers here. Bo-Katan is listed in the IMDb credits.
That was kind of confirmed, and you can thank Christian Harloff from Collider for that, because many, many, many months ago, it might even, I think it was like right at the beginning of this year, he literally sat down with, what's her name there? Katie Sackhoff, and he was like, so, we got this Mandalorian season 2 going on. He's like, are you doing anything with this show? And she literally looked at him and she says, I can't say anything. Which is basically confirmation of she signed some NDAs and she literally can't say anything. So
yeah, I mean, it was, but this is it could have been anything. It could have been, it could still be, we don't know yet what we're gonna get. It could be flashbacks. And we got a good chat going on right now. We got 36 people watching. We got 36 people watching. 33 on YouTube. A couple on Twitch and Facebook and all that other stuff that we're doing. So, put your comments in there. People are asking, how did the Jawas get the armor? Well, according to the Aftermath books, Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong, Boba Fett goes and is eaten by the Sarlacc.
By the Sarlacc. Yes.
And the Sarlacc spits
supposedly.
The Sarlacc spits out the armor
because it can't digest it.
That's kind of like the story we have right now.
And so in that book, they also say it when the Jawas find it, it's or maybe it's when Cobb Vanth finds it later. It's pocked with like acid juice and stuff, and they made it a point to show. I think it's when you first see it inside the sandcrawler. It is you can tell it's had some acid wear on it and stuff like that from the Sarlacc. So it's still intact. The colors are mostly still there, but the team at Lucasfilm definitely made sure to say this is not the exact same armor you remember from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, so I mean, but we did have the head wound or the dent in the
dent was still there. Yep, that was the dead giveaway when they do that close up of after he takes the helmet off and sets it on the table, and they just have the shot of just the helmet on the table. And I love that they do that before you actually see his face too. That was a really cool reveal.
And we got George Henry in here.
Hey, George.
Saying that he hopes we find out how Boba made out in the next episode. I mean, chances are we're not going to, find out more about Boba. Now everybody wants to know about Boba. That's what we're going to be talking about is what happened with Boba. And, that's going to be the big thing. So from a story point of view or from a marketing point of view, wanting to keep people in, it's not like a normal sitcom where you need to tell for the next week for it to go. They might not deal with, I've said it already a couple times, they might not deal with Boba again for a while. We might not get him for a couple more episodes. We might not get him until the end. We still have to figure out how, what's going to happen. We still need to bring in Grief Karga. We need to bring in Cara Dune. When are we going to go there and visit with them? We saw that.
No Moff Gideon.
No Moff Gideon yet, but is that going to be towards the end of the season when we possibly get Ahsoka, or we possibly get who's Sasha Banks playing? We don't know that yet. And is she playing Sabine? What's going to happen with Bo-Katan? And still, is Bo-Katan even in it, or is she a flashback going back to that's how Moff Gideon got the Darksaber?
Yeah, she might die.
There's so many, like, this didn't answer any questions. The only thing this did is great storytelling and bring up more questions, because now what happened to Boba Fett? How come we didn't see Moff Gideon? Who are these people that we're supposed to be watching for, that we've been talking about? Or, for those of you that aren't in the Star Wars Twitter world, Star Wars Twitter has been going crazy with, speculation. And so with Facebook, and those little ecosystems on what's happening, how things are going to happen. And, that's the good thing of the storytelling, not telling us, because now we have to tune in for episode 2 next week and be here, talking with Patrick and I, or whoever else wants to come on and talk about it at, 4 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 in the morning.
We're dead. We're on the East Coast.
Yeah. I'm in New York City. Patrick is a little bit south of me, and it's about to be 5 o'clock in the morning coming up here. So it's 4:30 right now. So I've posted it in there a few times. If anybody wants to hop on here and chat too, that's the thing. Make sure you're going on and subscribing on here. If you're watching afterwards, leave your comments in the chat. We'll make sure to get back to you. Every Monday and Friday, or every Monday and Saturday, we do a live chat. And everyone's invited to participate in that. So just as long as you're not an idiot and can be respectful and have a normal conversation, you're more than welcome to come join in and hop in and get tanked with us. The Monday night one is more of like an interview type with either actors or authors or other content creators, anything like that. Saturday night, we call it the Septic Tank. It's a free-for-all. Anybody can come in, talk about whatever they want. It's Star Wars that brings us together, but we talk about whatever it is. Brownsville, Florida. Thank you very much for stopping by, Sergio.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
You guys, I'm going to say it again. Go ahead and, subscribe. Also, download the app Live It. It's a live streaming platform. I'm on there talking Star Wars every day, all the time. There's other people on there. Anything you can imagine. There's gaming, VR. It's more of a one-on-one personal thing, kind of like this. Just for anything you can imagine. And I mean that's yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just I've been waiting for so long for this, and I'm not disappointed. It's like it wasn't a movie, so it's not like you have all that hype because we still have another 2 months of this to go. So anybody that isn't happy with this first episode, I can't understand why, because you have to still find out all these things going on. I don't want to beat a dead horse, which, oh shit, now PETA's going to be after me because I'm talking about beating animals and shit. They can go, what PETA can do. I don't want to get too crazy. Yeah. I don't think I started swearing on here yet today. So we'll try and keep it that way, to keep it nice rated. But I mean, that's the whole thing. We have, if they're all this long, we have about 50 minutes. We have 7 hours instead of 4.5 hours. We have 7 hours of The Mandalorian going on. So, we got Nate. We got Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg presents. Nate Dogg presents. What are you doing here, man? And that's not a bad thing. I'm saying that's a good thing. It's 1:27 where you are in Phoenix. Thanks for stopping by. Join in the chat. Stop by on our other chats. Hang out with me. Come hang out with me on Live It. Find me on Facebook, TooMedToo and everything. All my social medias are TooMedToo, so you can find me on there.
And I gotta plug it, man. I'm loving the Lando shirt tonight. Looking good.
Oh, thanks, dude. That wasn't even intentional. I was on. I'm
wearing my TLJ X-Wings and Y-Wings and A-Wings shirt.
I'm gonna plug this really quick while I'm here. It's over here on my table.
Oh, I thought for a second you were like, I'm gonna plug Delilah.
No, Delilah's over. She's underneath the covers, hanging out. I was this book right here, Pumpkin Spice by James Roselli. This is James from Rebel Scum Podcast. Okay. He's got a YouTube channel too. Go check that out. I've been reading this book. It's he just had it published. It is short stories for Halloween. I've been going through those and talking about those with people on Live It. And we've had some witch stories and some vampire stories. And I started off reading, and I was like, oh, these are going to be nice little stories. They got some twists on them. So go and check that out. And then, I got to be up in a couple hours. But that doesn't matter because we're talking Star Wars, so I don't need sleep. That's what coffee's for and other things. Not like drugs. I'm not saying drugs. Like, before people go crazy or whatever.
Not here. Nope.
But, so, now all right. Boba Fett's armor is not Beskar. It's Durasteel.
It's Durasteel. However, as they make it a point in this episode, you see one of the mining guild guys shoot it. It does bounce off, so it is almost as durable. But as we know, in terms of the helmet, it does take dents. So.
Well, but I mean that was my whole thing. I said it a couple times while we were watching. It's states specifically in many things, being like the visual dictionaries or encyclopedias. Which, if you guys are watching, I have pretty much. I have about 200 Star Wars books, and they're not novelizations. They are the art of books and the making of books and scripts and things like that. And there's quite a few references that state that it is not Beskar, it is Durasteel. Let me get you out of here. Kick that out. Yeah, all right.
There we go.
I mean, so like that was my question. Why we were watching it? Why are we? Why is he so hell bent on getting it back? Is it because, at one point in time, did Mandalorians, after the Purge, was their armor made of Durasteel because they couldn't get Beskar? Because prior to, or, at the time when, let's just say, Attack of the Clones took place. I was going to say film, but that doesn't really matter because, the timeline. So during the Attack of the Clones, when Count Dooku, is the one that gets Jango Fett to, give his DNA to be the clone and stay on Kamino and everything. Mm-hmm. Like Jango Fett was Durasteel also. His was not Beskar. So why do these two people have Durasteel and not Beskar?
And I think it's been rumored. I don't know if this is confirmed or not. Somebody could probably tell me in the chat. It's possible that Boba Fett's armor is actually his dad's and he's repainted it. Okay, I don't know if that's been confirmed anywhere.
I don't know if it is. I just know that, and here's the other thing too. This is what's also up for debate.
I forgot Clone Wars. It is different armor because Mace Windu on that one episode finds that half of the mask that's got the bomb inside of it and blows it up. So yeah, it is different armor.
Okay, yeah.
So we do have
that's the whole thing. There's so much Star Wars.
There's so much Star Wars.
There's so much Star Wars that we now have because we have, the 9 saga movies. You have Solo. You have Rogue One. You have 120 episodes of the Clone Wars.
And
you have, well, the movie. It's the first 3 episodes.
Basically 2 episodes.
Well, it's the first 3 episodes. So I mean, that's what. I just kind of includes that as episodes, even though it's technically a movie because it was released in the cinemas. But it's just the first 3 episodes. Yeah, it's just the first 3 episodes. And then you have Rebels. And then you also have, like, I'll admit it right now, I'm pretty well versed. But compared to some people, I'm not because, I don't have that much comic book knowledge. I don't read the comics, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just you kind of have to pick and choose what you're going to do. And, I've been trying to read the comics. I don't have time for them. I used to be, all about podcasts and books and everything. And I'm far behind it right now because, my life has changed a little bit and work and whatnot and everything. We got somebody saying Boba Fett is alive. Yeah, as far as we know, Boba Fett's alive. But
and we did learn actually something about him in this episode. I noticed, and it's based off his equipment. I don't know if you look close enough. He has a rifle and one of the Totakias or Totakia, however you pronounce it, of a Tusken Raider. So more than likely, he's either dealt with or has killed a Tusken Raider.
Yeah, that's good. Sky Bachicetta, yeah. So I mean, here's the thing too. I'm a cynical asshole. Oh, I shouldn't have sworn. They're gonna get me on that one. We think it's Boba Fett. It might not be. IMDb has it in the credits as Boba Fett, but Lucasfilm might want it to be known as
There's
you know,
about a 99% chance that it's Boba Fett.
I know, but you know what? You can't go by everything that IMDb
You go
says. You know, you can't go.
basically what everybody said at the end of the episode is because it's all based around his armor and this and that. That yeah, it probably is Boba Fett. But man, if they wanted to throw us for a loop, everybody just go, "Hey, look, it's Tamora Morrison."
Well, that's George just said that was Morrison. That was Morrison. It was Morrison, but that doesn't mean it's Boba Fett.
It does not.
But
it could be that 1% that it is not actually Boba Fett.
And IMDb does say it's Boba Fett, but that doesn't mean anything. IMDb, isn't getting their information straight from press releases from Lucasfilm or from Disney. Otherwise, that's been on there for days or weeks, if not longer. Certain characters on there.
It'd be so funny is if it's the son of Boba Fett trying to hunt somebody down for revenge for his dad's armor. That would be funny.
I mean, that could be.
But no, because he'd be too young. He'd be too young.
He looks a little bit old for that. But you know what? That Tatooine sun, man,
He'll age you.
Yeah, it ages you. So I mean, look at Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was 50 years old or 57 years old. I'd have to get my other book that just came out that has the timeline on there.
At this point, it's 5 years after. Or roughly 5 years. I don't know, because we don't know what season 2 when this takes place yet. I don't think it's been confirmed. We know season 1 was 5 years after.
Yeah, but that's correct.
The fact that I'm trying to think, where did the season started on that new planet with the new city? We don't know what that is yet. I'm sure a databank entry will be released if it hasn't already, in terms of what that planet and city are, with the weird dogs. If you go into the shadows, you're dead.
Yes.
Which, as soon as I saw the red eyes, I was like, are those the Jawas? Which I have a little gripe, and it's a tiny gripe. I noticed that the Jawa eyes were not really yellowy like A New Hope. They were more red, kind of orangish red. They were. I think they did okay justice. It was like an orange. Because the ones you see on, oh gosh, what's that planet? Arvala 7 from season 1, the planet where Quill is, where he finds Baby Yoda, the child. Those Jawas have red eyes, distinctively red eyes. So it's close enough to A New Hope. I'm not going to gripe too much.
Those are off-world Jawas. There's a difference. Off-world Jawas, I don't know what the difference is. Off-world Jawas have red eyes.
They have red eyes. These ones seem to have more orange, which I don't remember them being as orange in A New Hope. They look more yellow in A New Hope.
There's some people posted that they're going live to talk about The Mandalorian Season 1 in minutes. We've been doing it for an hour, man. What do you got to catch up? Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. Anything we need to wrap up here on or talk about last minute? Anything I'm trying to remember if there's anything. Oh, the Pod Racer engine speeder. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We seem to think it's Anakin, but we can't really tell if it's Anakin's or not.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, for the filler episode, for whoever was in here, it's like, what if we find out that it was, when the art book comes out, or the making of, or
a visual guide or something.
Yeah, and we find out that it was, then it's like, oh, that's cool. It ties it together. It's not really, that's why it just upsets me when people, say those things, because it's just ignorant. Just because it's not action packed. You don't start a story in the middle of a gunfight. Well, I mean, you can, but you got to have some, explain it later on.
There was that one episode of Rebels where they started with a lightsaber fight, but
Patrick, don't make me ban you from here.
That just goes to prove that like having no context from the start makes you go, what? How did we get here?
Yeah, yeah. But all right, man. We got the septic tank on Saturday night, so
tomorrow night, Halloween.
Yeah, and so here's the thing.
You skipping this week?
No, I'm going to do it. I'm on Live It and I'm scheduled to stream on there because, my contract and everything. My Halloween costume, I'm Silent Bob.
You're Silent Bob. So
Yeah.
you literally can't say anything. You're going to make all of us yell at each other, and then you're just going to nod or shake your head no.
I mean, my costume on Live It, and I'm not talking while I stream on there. I have people coming on to talk for me or with me or whatever. We'll have to see what happens when 10 o'clock rolls around Eastern Standard Time. Be here for the septic tank. This will plug right there. See if I'm going to talk or not, or if I'm just going to sit there and be like, but then again, Silent Bob does talk every once in a while, and that would be perfect for the septic tank.
It'd be great. Yeah, you'd be like, yes, that is correct, and then just don't talk the rest of the episode.
Yeah, or just sit there and scream for 10 seconds and then stop. Like, sorry. Sergio's going on. But yeah, Patrick, thanks for stopping by. There's some people in the chat that still want to chat, so I'm going to keep it going with them. And probably then call it a night shortly also myself.
All right. Thanks for having me on. And if anybody has any questions for me, or if there's anything you noticed from this episode that maybe I didn't catch, let's talk about it on Twitter. You can hit me up at Gana136. It's right down there, that name right there, spelled exactly like that. You can find me on Twitter. And also go talk with Michael on there whenever he's not live. I mean, he's always taking messages, so go say hi to him there.
Yep, or leave them in the comments. We're going to find them that way. That way everybody can see them. Yeah. And we can keep going. All right, dude, I will talk to you on, Saturday night, because I don't know if you want to, it's still Thursday night for me right now.
It's Friday morning for me. I don't know what you're talking about. I roll in the next day.
Oh, yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I got to be up in 4 hours.
Wow.
And I'm not going to bed anytime soon either, so I'm probably going to watch this again. I got to go talk to a few people.
I don't know if I'll watch this again. I'm gonna get some rest, and I will probably, if I get time, I will maybe watch part of it before I go to work tomorrow, or I'll just wait until I'm off work tomorrow and do it again.
Yeah, I got the Oculus Quest 2, and I'm planning on streaming Vader Immortal on YouTube on here.
There you go.
So make sure you're subscribed for that too, people. But there's an issue with Oculus 2. You can't stream audio right now the way they have it set up. So because I have it ordered, or I have it through the Oculus, I can't do it. If I would have bought it through Steam, I'd be able to do it. So I might have to I might return it through Oculus, I'm not sure, and see what's up with that, and then just get it through Steam. So like when I on this the Bacta tank the other day, I streamed a little bit of Squadrons. I was having some issues with the headset though, but the sound came through because I had it through the computer. If I have it through Oculus, I can't get the sound on there, which isn't a big deal. I can just get a wireless mic and clip that on, but that's still just an extra step and everything. But we'll have to see what's up. But all right, dude, you go to sleep, and I'll just have insomnia and not sleep for another day or two, and we'll be all good.
I got to work in a few hours, so I kind of need to sleep. It was a brutal day today.
All right, well, I'll see you.
I should say.
I'll see you Saturday night.
All right, take care, guys. Bye.
All right. All right, so Sergio, Rex was age accelerated and has white beard on the jungle moon of Endor and the second Death Star. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that this is another clone. And shaved. And, we also don't know what happens when they remove their chips. It stops them from the accelerated aging, as far as we know, but we don't know, these are all questions that there's no answers for, that won't, that we might get now, we might get later, we might never get. So, Dale, you have a question. What's the question? Lena Darren, hello from Russia. English I do not know at all. Write only through Google Translator. Can you also communicate through a Google Translator? I'm a Star Wars fan. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like it. I'm going to right now with me having StreamYard open, I can't. I can. Although now I am. All right, so I'm just trying to communicate with this person who doesn't speak English. I could use Google Translate, but I can't do it on here. But I could communicate with you on Twitter through it. So unless there's something else that I think. I think, so here we go. Let's start the controversy right now. I think episode 8 is the best Star Wars ever made. It is the most Jedi of the Jedi movies. Luke is portrayed as like the reason people fell in love with Luke in episode 4 Star Wars, because he's relatable. He's a human being. He's just like everybody else, except he's a whiny brat. But that doesn't say that mean that I don't like him or anything. And you see him grow as a person with his hero's journey as he goes on. And that journey does not end. We just don't see it going on because there's no movies in between that time. What happens after Return of the Jedi until, we have a little bit of information, but we don't know. We know that he starts the temple and he's a failure at that. We know he tries to go with Lando and find artifacts, and he's kind of a failure at that. So, that's where, the issue comes in. You keep failing at things in life like he does, and what do? You seclude yourself, kind of like Yoda did. Yoda ended up being a failure. Why? Because of hubris from the Jedi. And Obi-Wan, we're going to find out what happens with Obi-Wan pretty soon, because there's an Obi-Wan TV series coming out, or streaming series coming out. But, people were upset that, Luke dies. Well, so did Obi-Wan. It's the exact same thing he did. And, can you imagine if you grew up and your first introduction to Star Wars is the prequels, and you grow up loving Obi-Wan, and then so somebody starts you off, you see 1, 2, and 3, and then all of a sudden you see 4 and he dies, and that's how he dies. You kind of probably not like the movies too, so that's understandable, but that's the progression of the hero's journey and the way it goes. But it's all relative. Like what you like. If there's something you don't like, that's fine. But let people like what they like. Just like I was having the conversation earlier with somebody on Livid. and they were talking about Legends, and I was like, just because it's not canon and it was never canon doesn't mean you can't like it. One of the best Star Wars books there is out there is the Plagueis novel. It's not canon, but I suggest everybody read it because it's an amazing book, and it gives you some backstory to what Palpatine was doing, and there's comics that talk about it, even though it's not directly related. So yeah, I mean, I hope it is Boba Fett 2, but if it's not, then what are you going to do? I mean, there's not really much you can do about it. But the story is probably going to be good, no matter whatever they do decide to, no matter what they do. So, I mean, that's where we kind of stand right now. They want us to believe that it's Boba Fett. It should be Boba Fett from, the stories that we do have and the stories that we are told and what we do know. So, it's all going to be, what's happening and trying to figure things out. And, I mean, there's just so much to talk about, and it's getting kind of late, so I'm not going to sit here all night and talk about this for another couple hours, but we are going to be back on in a couple of days and, see what's up. So, it's all good, man. We're gonna be talking about this a lot. So, make sure you're checking in, make sure you're subscribed, and we're going to be back next week. Same time, at least me, not sure who else, and we're gonna be talking about it on Monday night. We're going to be talking about it on Saturday night. I'm going to be talking about it on Living if you want to hop on there and, talk with me about it there, or on Facebook. Leave comments, whatever you want to do. Lena says again, I'm more of a Palpatine fan, but in episode 9, it's very far-fetched. Where did it come from? How do you survive? Where does he get a lot of the destroyers? I don't get it. That's actually all. I'm sorry that you don't speak English. I'm not sorry for that, but I'm sorry I can't communicate better with you. That's all explained. In the movies, it doesn't really explain in the movies because they don't have time to. But that's all explained. In the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary or whatever they're calling it. I got to figure out a way to communicate with Lena on here because that's all explained. Like us Uber nerds that are going to sit here and talk about it right now are going to say we want to know why, we want to know details. The normal people out there are just like Star Wars told us. Before we had the prequels, they just told us. And, like people that have issues with things like, how do the bombs drop? There's no gravity. Well, how does a lightsaber work? These are all things that we don't need to have answers for. We, the Uber nerds, are huge Star Wars fans. We want to know these things. We want to know these answers. But there's really, the normal people out there, they're just like, okay, fine, because that's what the story told us. That's how it is. Like Sergio was saying, he wasn't happy with the sequels, but he enjoyed them as Star Wars. So, that's the whole thing. Sergio, I don't know Sergio. This is the first time I've ever really chat with him a little bit. Hopefully we see a lot more of him. Hopefully we see a lot more of everybody else too. But come out here and talk with us sometime about it. I've said it a bunch of times, every Monday and Saturday night we do live streams. So if you're available, come out and talk with us. And you can tell us what you don't like, and we'll tell you what we do like, and we can tell you if we agree with you or don't agree with you. But that's the whole thing. Just because you don't like it, and I'm not saying that at all that you're doing this, But those people that do like it, let them like it. It doesn't have to be your thing. That's kind of the. All right. All right, Lena. Right now, I cannot use Google Translator, but I'm gonna try and get it set up so in the future I can talk to you through Google Translator on here. So, Lena, I want to talk with you more about this, and I can show you with the book. Lena, look at my channel. The Holocron House. What is this stuff? Okay, so one of the things I do on my channel is called the Holocron House. I go through, that's where I do book reviews and things like that. I also do in-depth reviews of visual dictionaries and encyclopedias. I actually didn't even finish the one on. I did the art of The Rise of Skywalker, and the visual dictionary. I have, I think, the last chapter left to do, but I go through and I page by page break it down, and that will have the questions for you in there, Lena. Just right now, I can't use Google Translate, but I will. I would love to have conversations with you in the future, and do it. But it is 5 o'clock in the morning here in New York City, and I'm going to call this a night. Sergio, I'm glad you subscribed. Everybody else, go ahead and subscribe too, and we can have some more conversations and some more talks and some more chats. And I'll see you guys live chat every Monday and Saturday on this channel, 9:30 and 10 o'clock respectively. With that, I said good day. May the force be with you. Always.